confidence, and services to create the recipe for success. The time by Sagicor Bank is
7 p.m.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, pressure continues to mount on the Prime Minister to sack Dr. Andrew Wheatley from the cabinet. This as private sector organizations and church groups join the call for the embattled minister to resign. Jamaica and Guyana signed 4 agreements aimed at deepening cooperation in key sectors. Then later in traditional flavors, more than just food from reggae flames. And in the business report, Scotiabank makes partner with legal fraternity. And later on in sports, France make big statement with win over Norway at FIFA World Cup. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7. It's Friday, June 26, 2026. I'm Carolyn Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. Business leaders are joining the growing calls for accountability following the Integrity Commission's recommendation that Cabinet Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley face criminal charges, including illicit enrichment. Both the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, the JCC, and the private sector organization of Jamaica, the PSOJ, say the matter must be addressed in a way that preserves public confidence while upholding the principles of due process and the rule of law. Akeem Orrett picks up that story.
The private sector is adding its voice to the national debate surrounding the Integrity Commission's findings against a minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Wheatley. In a statement Thursday, the private sector organization of Jamaica said it remains committed to the highest standards of governance, transparency, accountability, and integrity in both the public and private sectors.
The issues raised by the Integrity Commission are understandably matters of significant public interest. We respect the role of the Commission and the legal and constitutional processes that must now take their course, including the very important principle that every individual is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Noting that while all individuals are entitled to the presumption of innocence, Mr. Hilton says the nature of the allegations and the sensitivity of cabinet responsibilities require careful consideration. As a result, it is calling on Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and Dr. Wheatley to give serious consideration to his ministerial duties.
Given the responsibilities entrusted to members of the cabinet, we believe it is appropriate for the Prime Minister and Dr. Wheatley to give serious consideration to whether it would be in the best interest of the country for him to step aside from his ministerial duties until this matter is fully resolved. Our concern is not about prejudging the outcome, but it is about preserving public confidence in our institutions and reinforcing Jamaica's commitment to good governance.
In the meantime, the JCC, in a statement on Thursday, expressed concern about the length of time some high-profile matters have taken to be concluded. President of the JCC, Emil Leiber, says the organization has put forward a recommendation that a division of the Supreme Court be dedicated to addressing corruption-related charges.
When they are dedicated court resources that are focused on a particular area, similar to the commercial division of the court, you can then advance matters more quickly. So one of the current difficulties that we have, and we see somewhat anecdotally based on media reports, is that when matters are put off, sometimes they take a long time to come back.
The JCC further warned that prolonged delays in resolving serious allegations can erode public confidence in the country's accountability framework. The chamber is now calling for a review of the existing system to ensure cases are dealt with fairly and transparently. Akeem Orrett for CVM News.
Now, Jamaica and Guyana are charting a broader path for regional cooperation following high-level talks in Georgetown. The two CARICOM partners have outlined plans to expand collaboration across several sectors, with the leaders of the two countries signaling the newly signed agreements are only the beginning. Kevin Black reports.
Jamaica and Guyana have signed 4 agreements aimed at deepening cooperation in key sectors, including agriculture, defense and security, financial services and economic development. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the agreements are just the start of a broader partnership, with both countries also holding talks on energy, tourism, housing, education and regional development.
Today we sign various MOUs, but that should not be interpreted as the entirety of the engagement. Those are just what we could formalize within the time. It is clear that Jamaica and Guyana are very much aligned, and we have a similar outlook on the world, similar understanding of the changing dynamics and the new nature of global politics.
Dr. Holness says both countries must plan ahead to ensure the region has the skilled workforce needed to support expanding economies. He says greater collaboration on training and labor mobility will help CARICOM meet future demands in construction and other growth sectors.
Yesterday I spoke about structured labor mobility to support growing economic activities, particularly in housing. So here in which we could collaborate is to create a workforce, not a transitive workforce, but a workforce that you can always have, that will be available to you, that could be regional because of agreements and mobility, that will ensure that when you are ready to scale, you have the labor force to match the scale of the projects that you have.
President of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, says the agreements will create opportunities for deeper collaboration across multiple sectors, including energy, tourism, financial services, and security.
In energy, the opportunities are enormous. We have to scope our competitive advantage, your infrastructure and our infrastructure, and to find a way in which we can have a common vehicle through which both of us benefit, but also the region benefit. We believe that we have found a common path in many areas, and we look forward to a stronger, relentless, resilient, and sustainable partnership with the government and people of Jamaica.
Kevin Black for CVM News.
Tonight, Venezuelan authorities are in a race against the clock as search continues. That search and rescue efforts continue just over 48 hours after the country was hit by twin earthquakes just seconds apart. Now, according to international media reports, the death toll now stands at more than 900, with over 3,000 people being reported as injured. Meanwhile, a day after Venezuela's capital city was rocked by the earthquake, its Vice Minister for Caribbean Affairs told CVM News hundreds were reported dead, while efforts continue to rescue hundreds more from the rubble. A state of emergency was declared in Venezuela. We get more in this report from Nika Lewis.
A tragedy. That's how Venezuela's Vice Minister of Caribbean Affairs, Raul Licasi, described Wednesday's back-to-back quakes, both over 7.0 magnitude, in the capital, Caracas. While asking to not be recorded, he advised the president has taken a lead role in the emergency efforts there and has declared a state of emergency in the country. So far, some 188 people have been confirmed dead and hundreds more are reportedly still beneath the city's rubble, while over 1,500 people are reported as injured. Minister Likasi says the main airport in Caracas has been closed and only the Valencia airport remains open at this time. He also told the CVM News Thursday that the borderline has been declared a disaster zone. So far, he says, the focus is on rescue, then reconstruction, adding thousands of homes and buildings along the coastline have been destroyed. The Venezuelan minister says food, water, and housing are priority needs at this time, while sharing that all diplomats there are fine. Mr. Likasi says several Caribbean leaders have expressed sympathies and a desire to lend a hand as they seek to save lives and rebuild. He's welcoming regional support and says they're currently putting together a team to secure supplies and streamline aid. The BBC was on the ground shortly after the quake.
Tsunami warnings initially for parts of the Caribbean, including Bonaire and Aruba, now thankfully been lifted for residents in those parts of the world. But of course in Caracas, people still unsure if all of their family members are safe and well. There are people who have cracked and damaged buildings and therefore are still in the streets and very fearful of the potential aftershocks, too scared essentially to go back into their apartment buildings. And of course people also trying to get in touch with family members in the affected state of Carabobo and trying to establish just how bad matters are there. The Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello has been on state television and said that there are downed buildings, that some buildings have collapsed, but we don't know if there are people inside them at the time.
How to go back to their homes. The metro system is completely closed, all the stations. So it was just at the time that people were getting out the works before even that. Today is a holiday day here in Caracas, Venezuela. All the structure shakes very strong in the capital. In my home, I can see how many things fell down and broken in my building. One of my neighborhood, she fell down and break her arms. I don't know at this moment how many victims are, but we can see videos coming from social media from infrastructure collapses in the city.
Additionally, for Jamaicans seeking to assist, he says they may contact the Charge d'Affaires in Jamaica and follow their official pages for updates. The people of Jamaica and Venezuela have enjoyed a strong friendship dating back to the 1800s and more recently under the Petro-Caribe Agreement, under which Venezuela supplied Jamaica with a low-interest crude oil, helping the nation in trying times. Jamaica's Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, in a statement Thursday, expressed condolences to the Venezuelan people while reaffirming this friendship and its readiness to offer support in this, their time of disaster. The opposition People's National Party also issued a statement of solidarity with the people of Venezuela, offering prayers and sympathies amid the tragedy.
Thanks, Nico. And we'll continue with more right here on CVM News at 7. Please stay with us.
This makes no sense, people. Why waste time in the manual lane when you can just breeze through the T-tag lane? Plus, you pay a lower toll rate in the T-tag lane. You can easily get your T-tag from any toll collector. Just have to remember to top up by adding funds on the My T-tag app or by WhatsApp.
Save money and save time. If you don't have a tag, you will waste time. Yeah, your seatbelt buckle and you're driving safe. Use up your T-tag, drive on safe.
Drive like the winner you deserve to be with the T-tag every time.
Are you ready?
Let's Go Fit Fest, the ultimate fitness party and expo, the summer body edition. Saturday, June 27 at the NWC Sports Club Mona, 3 to 10 p.m. Join the instructors in soca, Latin, chair aerobics, step aerobics, Tabata, dance hall, and more. Kiddie Village for the little ones and come out early for the Corporate Combat Challenge, the ultimate fitness showdown. Admission free. Saturday, June 27, NWC Sports Club, 3 to 10 p.m. Let's Go Fit Fest, the ultimate fitness party and expo, summer body edition.
For the moments that are best enjoyed with your hands, enjoy them with a KFC Big Deal or Big Bucket. KFC, it's finger.
We welcome you back with more local news as the Senate on Friday passed amendments to the Jamaica Civil Aviation Act in a bid to modernize the country's aviation law. Now, while supporting the bill, the opposition raised concerns about oversight and implementation. The bill was passed in the lower house on June 10 this year. Carla Ramdeen reports.
The changes to Jamaica Civil Aviation Act passed by the upper house are aimed at strengthening safety oversight and ensuring compliance with international aviation standards. Government Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon said the bill would help Jamaica maintain a robust aviation oversight system and meet its obligation as a contracting site under the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO.
The bill is therefore an important measure to support aviation safety, regulatory effectiveness, and Jamaica's continued compliance with international civil aviation standards.
Opposition Senator Alan Bernard said the opposition supports the bill's overall objectives, including reforms to aviation safety, accident investigations, drone regulations, and licensing. But he explained that some provisions give the minister broad powers and should be subject to greater parliamentary oversight. He is recommending annual reports to Parliament on any transfer of regulatory responsibilities to ensure transparency and accountability.
The bill grants the minister significant authority to issue directions, approve transfers of regulatory responsibilities, amend the fifth schedule, establish arrangements under Article 83, and direct the authority in specific circumstances. The concern is not necessarily the existence of these powers. The concern is whether sufficient parliamentary oversight accompanies them. Would it not be prudent, therefore, Minister, that there are provisions made in the bill for the Article 18 arrangements to be tabled in the Parliament and for annual reports identifying and transferred responsibility be submitted to the Parliament? Again, Mr. President, we're talking about accountability, transparency, and confidence.
And Senator Bernard said the amendments will require new investigative capabilities, enhanced drone oversight, and expanded safety management. He also questioned the cost of implementation, where the funding has been allocated.
Legislation alone does not produce compliance. Implementation does. The key question is whether the authority possesses the personnel, the technology, the budget required to execute these responsibilities. Internationally, the ICAO compliance failures often result not from weak laws, but from weak institutions. So additionally, therefore, can the minister indicate to the Senate the current staffing levels, vacancy rates, training plans, budget allocations, and implementation timelines?
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
The debate over who should have access to Jamaica's beaches is once again in the spotlight as the government reviews a new beach access policy. The Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, the JHTA, argues that beaches should be managed to ensure safety, security, and environmental protection. Akeem Orrett tells us more.
Jamaica's beaches have been part of the country's cultural identity and a treasured public resource for generations. Yet questions surrounding who can access these spaces and under what conditions continue to spark a national debate. The discussion has intensified as the government reviews a new national beach access policy aimed at balancing public rights with tourism development. The Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, JHTA, has maintained that beaches require proper management to address challenges, including security concerns. Christopher Jarrett is president of the JHTA.
Beachfront properties have invested heavily in environmental protection, security, cleaning of the beaches and so on, and to be able to enable the space to be safe and the infrastructure easily accessible.
The president points to the Helsha Beach in St. Catherine, which he says has went unmanaged for some time. According to Mr. Jarrett, several issues such as illegal vending, drug solicitation, and poor sanitation have brought into focus the need for managed access.
There has to be a balance, and that's all we're saying. We want there to be managed access. We don't want there to be free reign, so to speak, and we could qualify that. We're saying that if it is that there's not consideration for the several issues that affect the occupier. When I said a physical building that occupies that space.
With the government reviewing a new beach access policy, the JHT president says specific recommendations will be submitted.
We want to ensure that the persons that may have access are not walking through the front lobby of the property. There has to be some control there. So as I would have mentioned earlier, you want to have the control of the access, which would control the way that people come in, and signage is important as well.
Critics have since argued that the tourism sector benefits from Jamaica's natural resources, while ordinary Jamaicans are increasingly finding it difficult to access some coastal areas. Mr. Jarrett says investor interests with the constitutional and cultural rights of Jamaicans to enjoy their public beaches must be balanced. He's calling on other environmental agencies to weigh in.
There has to be a serious discussion with the government and other stakeholders. NEPA, for instance, has been very quiet on this issue, and they are the ones who, when any development is happening, they come out strongly. You have to register with them. You must have a sign displaying the fact that you are in conformity with the regulations that they have laid down, and so they have a very critical role to play.
Akeem Orrett for CVM News.
Artificial intelligence is infiltrating institutional journalism. That's a consensus coming out of the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica's 40th anniversary conference under the theme Legacy, Transformation, Future. Now, the conference was held at the AC Hotel in Kingston on Thursday. Crystal Williams reports.
Are now projecting that about as much as 90% of online content could be synthetically generated. Along with this research, Chairman of the Barbados Broadcasting Authority, Dr. Alison Leacock, also announced that worldwide, 40% of people say they trust the news. That number has remained unchanged over the last 3 years. She also says 58% of viewers are not sure what is real and what is fake.
Tracked deepfake incidents worldwide have leapt from roughly 500,000 in 2023 to 8 million in 2025. Public figures now abuse the liar's dividend by claiming authentic investigative footage or recordings are simply AI-generated deepfakes to escape accountability.
Dr. Leacock suggests that the job of a Caribbean broadcasting regulator is no longer to censor content, but to become the guarantor of authenticity, the institution that can prove what is real. She also highlighted that as of August this year, the European Union, EU, will require AI-generated content to be machine-readable.
Content credentials, which is the open standard that was built by Adobe, the BBC, Microsoft, and Intel, and now backed by more than 6,000 organizations, including Google, OpenAI, Meta, and Sony, attach a tamper-evident, cryptographically signed record to a piece of media at the very moment it is made. Who created it, when, with what tools, and whether AI was involved. It's a birth certificate for the truth.
She adds, according to Cordell Green, the boss of Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, Caribbean media now competes with global technology firms that are largely untaxed, have no physical presence on our shores, and have no obligation to tell a single Caribbean story. But how can the use of AI add value to the evolution of humanity? Chairman of the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, Professor Lloyd Waller, acknowledged that a transformation is indeed underway in the use of technology, noting that AI can serve as a powerful tool for economic growth when people think outside the box to capitalize on the demand for Jamaican content online.
You could have created a local TikTok to rival TikTok, to be quite frank. When you see the explosion of the use of TikTok as a communication mechanism, as an information sharing medium, as a communication benchmark, it is a money-making machine. An absolute money-making machine, and it's very unfortunate that they have the opportunity to capture and manipulate the culture of countries around the world when we have the opportunity here to do that kind of transition as broadcasters.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
Now, the Senate Standing Orders Committee is moving closer to finalizing revisions to the rules governing private bills. Speaking during Friday's meeting, Legislative Counsel Ashley Jimenez explained why the proposed changes preserve the full Senate's authority to decide whether legislation should proceed after an adverse committee report.
But it leaves it in the authority, as Chairman was explaining, not to just a few members of the Senate, but to the whole Senate to determine how to move forward. And yes, it would be by majority vote. So every person who is a senator sitting in the Senate at the time would be quite okay able to vote and participate in the process.
Picking up on a story we carried earlier, the Jamaica Umbrella Group of Churches representative, Bishop Dr. Alvin Bailey, says while the church isn't condemning Dr. Wheatley, the embattled cabinet minister should do the honorable thing and resign until the court has ruled in the illicit enrichment matter. Natasha Williams picks up.
Executive member and advocacy representative of the Jamaica Umbrella Groups of Churches, Dr. Alvin Bailey, says while the group is not condemning Dr. Wheatley in this illicit enrichment saga, the embattled cabinet minister should consider stepping aside for now.
We're not telling him that he's guilty. We're not telling him that he is condemned. We're just simply saying that the decent thing to do in a society, in this society, and to step aside and allow due process to have its way. I do not think that Dr. Wheatley should allow the Prime Minister to use his authority to ask him to step aside. I think in his own sense of accountability and with the kind of respect that he demands of the people who he reports to and accountable to, that he would not put them in that uncomfortable position to be using their authority to rule on a matter that is clearly seemingly hold him accountable or to respond in a way of accountability. So I would not ask for kind of that.
Recently, Chairman of the St. James the Ministers Fraternal, Reverend Glendon Powell, made a similar call while urging the Prime Minister to do the responsible thing.
If he is truly culpable for what he said, all right? He needs to really take nobody should even ask him to do it. He should just do it by himself. But the Prime Minister has a responsibility to take action, if that is true.
However, Dr. Bailey maintains that while the onus is on Dr. Wheatley to do the honorable thing, the Cabinet's inability to make a decision says a lot about morality and accountability in government.
The Prime Minister and the Cabinet should encourage compliance to the fullest, regard and respect to the fullest. And if they refuse to do that, they would have compromised their own moral authority to uphold the integrity of these institutions and, in fact, the integrity of proper behavior. People of Jamaica have spoken loudly. I think persons in the country and of all sector stated that, it is their expectation that Mr. Wheatley do the honourable thing and step aside for a while. If the Prime Minister and the Cabinet refuses to embrace our position, it brings them into question as it relates to morality.
Dr. Bailey says while the expectations might be for churches to take protest actions against what they deem to be an immoral act, the church would rather not. He says he hopes that Dr. Wheatley's sense of dignity and accountability will prevail in this matter by resigning from the cabinet until the matter is adjudicated upon by the court. Natasha Williams, CVM News.
And we do apologize for the technical glitches in parts of that report. We'll continue with lots more after this. Stay with us, please.
For the moments that are best enjoyed with your hands, enjoy them with a KFC Big Deal or Big Bucket. KFC, it's finger licking good. The time by KFC is
7:30.
For the moments that are best enjoyed with your hands, enjoy them with a KFC Big Deal or Big Bucket. KFC, it's finger licking good.
You notice how life nice when you eat good? Natural feed, fresh grass, no stress. Stress? I don't know her. They say happy cows make better milk. Well, just look how happy we are. And I'm sure you can taste the difference. So move to the best milk ever. True Milk.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation. Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
Lasco Fit Fest, the ultimate fitness party and expo, the summer body edition, Saturday, June 27 at the NWC Sports Club Mona, 3 to 10 p.m. Join the instructors in soca, Latin, chair aerobics, step aerobics, Tabata, dance hall, and more. Kiddie Village for the little ones and come out early for the Corporate Combat Challenge, the ultimate fitness showdown. Admission free. Saturday, June 27, NWC Sports Club, 3 to 10 p.m. Lasco Fit Fest, the ultimate fitness party and expo, summer body edition.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Time now for the business report. It's with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to share with you in the business report today. From the corner of Duke and Port Royal Street, where a relationship was rekindled in camera during the signing of a partnership agreement between Scotiabank and the Jamaica Bar Association, intended to foster financial empowerment and professional advancement within the legal fraternity. President and CEO of the Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited, Audrey Tugwell Henry, spoke to the synergies to be found between the signatory organizations.
We're very pleased with the arrangement because it is more than just a formal agreement. It shows our shared commitment to collaboration, to growth, and the long-term success of the professionals who are part of JAMBAR. At Scotiabank, we acknowledge how important the legal profession is, and this renewed partnership builds on a foundation that we once had formally established. Through this renewed collaboration, we aim to deliver meaningful value to your members. And you know that when we talk about delivering value, we go full 100. By bringing together the suite of solutions we offer through Scotia Group, we are very committed to ensuring that our partnership is practical, impactful, and will certainly meet your needs. This MOU signals our commitment to Jambar to ensure that the benefits of this partnership are fully and completely realized.
Pamela Douglas, Senior Manager of Business Banking Scotiabank, provided an account of the benefits that will accrue as a result of the MOU.
This MOU establishes a framework for collaboration focused on delivering meaningful solutions, advice, and opportunities to Jambar members. Our focus is to provide end-to-end financial support across the professional life cycle, from early career to practice growth, wealth accumulation, and legacy planning. This partnership is strongly aligned with Scotiabank's strategy to deepen relationship within the professional segment. Professionals represent a critical and growing segment of our economy, driving innovation, business growth, and national development.
Its appeal to legal professionals is based on 5 key pillars.
1. Tailored financial solutions, customized banking and credit offerings designed to meet the unique needs of professionals and their businesses. Advisory and relationship management, dedicated to provide guidance on financial planning, business structuring, and long-term growth. Improved access to financing, investment opportunities, and specialized products to help members achieve their goals.
Council can also rest easy knowing that the agreement extends beyond products and services.
Scotiabank and Jambar will explore opportunities to jointly support CSR initiatives aligned with national development priorities and the advancement of the legal profession, including but not limited to access to justice initiatives, legal education, and community outreach. Together with Jambar, we are creating opportunities for members to thrive and scale their impact.
Tanisha T. Watkins, President of the Jamaica Bar Association, considers it a natural partnership.
I think it's obvious you're innovators, you're leaders in the field, and I think Jambar as the stakeholder, we consider ourselves the pioneer of and the stakeholders in terms of our profession. It's not by chance that we think these two entities should get together and do well together and accomplish great things together. The one thing that we can acknowledge, even as I start speaking, is that the legal landscape has changed quite a bit. And for most of us, we're operating small practices where we're not just focused on the legalities, but on running effective businesses. And one thing that I think we are faced with every day as practitioners is life after law, the pension planning, the wealth investment, and those things. And I think this particular MOU gives us or places us in a good position to start focusing on those things. I think the timing is right. Our AGM is next week. It puts us in a place to make this big announcement come next week. You know, we feel very pleased. We're very happy about this.
A verdict shared by the Scotiabank President and CEO.
The work that you do, the impact we have across the region is unmatched. So thank you for strengthening the profession, for keeping our attorneys and the entire cohort intact, and just continue to make a big impact. We are very, very proud to be associated with Jambar.
And that was your business report.
And there's also something new on the horizon for a business which has been providing meals for hundreds of loyal customers at the end of the work week in the corporate area. The family business, with a new injection from the next generation, will in another few days now offer more than just food all week long.